Here in front of me we have two of the best 1/14 scale trucks you can currently buy. Of course, this has been my long-time favourite, the MJX Hyper GO 14210, and now this new Rlaarlo has come along. This is the ROG1 and it's threatening to take the MJX's crown. And it really hurts me to say that because you know how much I love that MJX. Yeah, for a long time this Hyper GO Truggy has been pretty much at the #1 spot on all of my top 5s and top 10s, but I do think this bad boy here, the ROG1, does have the potential to knock this thing off the top spot. Now, it is hard doing videos like this because both of these trucks are fantastic. There are so many factors to consider before you label something the best, and YouTubers do it all the time. We say this is the best and that is the best, and so far the MJX Hyper GO has been impossible to beat for me because it just offers so much for the money. So let's talk about pricing first of all. Now, I do believe you can get this MJX here in the UK from seriousrc.co.uk for $139.99. Of course, you can get both of these trucks in quite a few different places online. Of course, I'm in the UK, so I'm just looking at UK prices at the minute. On the Rlaarlo website, you can pick up the ROG1 for $149.99, which I think is about £120, maybe slightly less, which makes this thing look incredibly good value. So we know at the moment that the Rlaarlo is a bit cheaper than this. What about quality? How do these two trucks compare when it comes to the overall build quality? Well, let's get both of the bodies off and take a closer look underneath. Body wise, I think the Rlaarlo is the winner. This just feels so much more sturdy. It also feels a little bit more flexible compared to this, which does feel a little bit more rigid. So let's take a closer look underneath then. Now, I do apologise, both of these trucks are dirty at the moment. As you know, I do struggle with time, so it is hard trying to find the time to clean my trucks. Now, I've always been pleased with the quality of the MJX. Of course, it does have that metal chassis underneath, and it does have some metal components like the drive shafts, the centre drive shaft. You've also got the big metal top brace. Overall, I've never had a problem with quality. The oil shocks have always felt really nice. The tyres seem to grip really well, both on-road and off-road. There's not really a lot more I can say about it. It's just a nice, well put together little truck. The one thing it is lacking though is adjustability. Now, moving on to the ROG1, I think you can notice straight away that the quality is a little bit better. The quality of the plastics just feels a little bit better. I also prefer the tyres on this one, and of course we've got the adjustability on this one compared to this, which we don't. Just like the MJX, this Rlaarlo features oil-filled adjustable shocks, which again do feel really nice. You know, looking at both of these trucks, it's a very hard decision to make because they're both incredibly good value for the money. Next up, let's talk about size. This is one of the things loads of people have been asking to see. Now, both of these trucks are 1/14 scale, and as you can see, they are pretty much identical in size. There really isn't that much in it when it comes to the size differences, and I would 100% say that the ROG1 is in fact a 1/14 scale truck. There has been a little bit of confusion out there. Some people think that the ROG1 is in fact a 1/16 scale truck, and that's because there is a ZD racing version and they say that that's a 1/16 scale truck. I think that's probably a printing error because it's definitely 1/14 scale. Now, one of the things people look for when they're looking to buy one of these budget trucks is speed. Loads of people want to know how fast these trucks actually go. Now, the good news is I have speed tested both of these trucks in the past. Here's a quick look at the speed test for the 14210. Okay, so first up, let's see what it can achieve on 2S. So let's hit start on the GPS. Let's see what we can achieve. Now, fairly good traction from those tyres. What are we going to see from this? I think we're going to see 35 plus. It certainly feels quicker than the Rock Racer. The 14209, I think it is. The one I featured a couple of weeks ago, that thing is insane. I think this one is probably the better looking version. This one looks like a mini Kraton. And the red and black looks so good, like I said earlier. Right, we'll do a couple more passes, then we'll bring it back and see what we got. What an epic little truck. And I've said it before, these things are so affordable. The performance that you're getting for the money is just insane. Right, let's bring it back. I'm hoping we've got 35 plus. Okay, so we're going to hit stop and read 33. That isn't too bad at all, and that is quicker than the Rock Racer. Right, so this is on 3S at the moment. Now I managed to achieve 40 with the Rock Racer. What are we going to see with this? I think we're going to see 45 plus because this feels really quick. It definitely feels quicker than the Rock Racer. Right, let's bring it back, let's see what we got. So we're going to hit stop and read 47 miles per hour. That is insane. So this managed to achieve 47 miles per hour on a 3S pack, which is incredibly quick for a 1/14 scale truck. So what about the ROG1 then? How fast does this go? Right, so let's see how fast the Gladiator goes on the included battery. This is on 3S. Now already this thing feels very quick. The steering feels a little bit twitchy. Let's full throttle. This thing is very quick, but it's also incredibly stable. It doesn't feel hard to drive. Some small cars which are this powerful feel really difficult to drive. Yeah, getting to full throttle is really easy on this. It is good that they've included a speed switch though, because this will definitely be too fast to hand to an absolute beginner. Yeah, this is very stable. Right, let's bring it back. Let's see what we got on the included battery. I like this thing a lot. I think you can probably tell that I like this. How cool is this little truck? So let's hit stop and read 48 miles per hour straight out the box on its included battery. That is actually faster than the MJX Hyper GO, my all-time favourite mini RC car. This is 1 mile per hour faster. So 48 miles per hour, it's 1 mile per hour quicker than the MJX. So both of the trucks are very close when it comes to speed. It's been a while since I tested the MJX out off-road, but when I did, this thing managed to keep up with a 6S Kraton. Should we have a little drag race? Go! I did end well for both of them. Yeah. It's chaos. Oh! So really good performance off-road. This was even keeping up with a 6S Kraton. What about the ROG1 then? How does this perform off-road? Let's take a look. So this thing was absolutely incredible. It was even doing backflips. So I think we've established both of these trucks are incredibly fast. They're also incredibly capable off-road. I really don't want to make a decision because they're both so good. But look, you're all here to see which one I would pick if I was you. And this does hurt a little bit because that MJX has been at the #1 spot for quite a while now, but I think I would go for this. And if you've watched the video all the way through, I think you can tell which is the better truck. Now there's always a smart ass out there who's gonna turn around and say, hang on a minute, you've just compared a monster truck to a Truggy. Believe it or not, I am aware of that. I'm not a complete idiot. But the reason I've done this video is because the MJX for a long time has been at the #1 spot when it comes to the best beginner way into the hobby, at least in my opinion. It just offers so much out of the box. And it's probably the truck that I've recommended to most people, but I think now this Rlaarlo has come along, it's definitely knocked it off the top spot. Now if you're in the UK, it may be a slightly different story because I think I would still recommend this over this, and that is because you can get all of the parts for this truck. Here in the UK, you haven't got to wait 2 weeks or more for all of the bits to arrive, whereas with the Rlaarlo at the moment, you still need to wait 2 weeks or more for those bits to turn up. And I don't know about you, but I like to get back out bashing as quick as possible. So I think if you're in the UK, go for this. If you're anywhere else, go for this. And for us in the UK, if parts were a little bit easier to get hold of when it comes to Rlaarlo, I think this would be the one I would also recommend. Don't forget, drop a comment down below and let me know what you think of both of these trucks. If you had to pick one, which one would you go for? Cheers for watching, see you on the next one. Take care.